If I were to have my way, we would not be having conflict. I'm a very peaceful man, and I believe that we should just coexist without necessarily having conflict. But hey, I live in a real world, and I'm a very, very pragmatic person, and I now know and I understand that there will be conflict. When you put a minimum of two people under one roof, under the same house, the same home, there will be conflict. Think about it. If just as siblings growing together in the same house, related by blood, you had conflict. What about this stranger that you fell in love with? You will have conflict, and it is better for you to be equipped and to have the knowledge of conflict. My name is Tony Gobanga, your marriage counselor, your marital coach and relationship expert. I drop in short videos every Monday on matters marriage and relationships. And please subscribe to this channel if you want to be part of the Beyond Ideal family. And we are going to grow this family and continue empowering one another every other week. Now, it is imperative that as a couple, you understand that conflict is inevitable. But what you do in between those sessions of conflict is what is important. They will help you navigate the rungs and the rough edges of conflict so that both of you can grow in this area. Grow in this area because conflict will continue to be a part of your marriage as long as the two of you are alive, living with each other, and are honest. So if you as a couple, if you meet any couple that tells you they've never had conflict, they're lying. Either one of them or both of them are lying. They're living in an illusion. They're burying things under the carpet. And one of these days when it's pent up, it's going to explode in a very, very bad way. So prepare for it, get the tools, and learn how to handle conflict. And today, I've captioned it "Shots Fired" because sometimes you never see it coming, but then it lands on you squarely. So number one, you need to understand that conflict is a good thing. It's a good thing because it's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to learn from each other and learn each other. You learn your partner. You learn what is that thing that makes them tick? What is that thing that makes them mad? You learn how to choose your words carefully, and you learn their tastes, their likes, their preferences. Because when you do not have conflict, when you do not disagree, then you're going to be having the same thing repeat itself day in, day out, and you could be stepping on their toes. But you do not know, because they're not raising their voice, because they're not speaking up. Then you continue doing the same thing and irritate them, and one of these days they're going to explode, and that is not healthy. Number two is this: stick to the issue, stick to the fact, address the issue. Do not address each other. Do not have everlasting conflicts, and this is a problem because you find that when couples are having a conflict, sometimes other people that were not necessarily involved in the conflict get dragged in, and the conflict begins to wear you down because you're not being objective. And it's extremely important that even as you're having conflict, purpose to resolve the issue. Don't just argue for the sake of arguing. Address the issue and resolve it. Number three is your attitude. What is your attitude before, during, and after conflict? Sometimes you find that one partner is behaving in a funny way, and so the other partner will start guessing. So is he mad? Is she mad? Because the way I enter the house and say good evening or hi, and all I got was a sneer or a cold shoulder or complete silence. And so you take your partner through a mental wild goose chase, and they're thinking, they go through their mental filter, trying to go through their day or the past week or the past month, trying to imagine, have I made a mistake? Did I do this? Did I forget to take the trash out? Or what did I say something? Did I forget his birthday or her birthday? So your attitude before that, and then during the conflict, are you condescending? Are you talking down on your partner? Are you saying things that are irrelevant? Your body language, are you rolling your eyes? What are you doing? And then afterwards, after you've resolved the issue, How do you treat each other? Do you go back to the place of peace, the place of happiness, or are you still carrying that thing like a heavy weight over your shoulder? That is extremely important, brothers and sisters, because you need to understand that the two of you are married and the two of you need to cultivate that amicable ambience of love around each other, even in the midst of conflict. Number 4, no fishing. There's some of us who are experts. We know exactly what you did in 1993 at 3 p.m. that afternoon. We can even tell the dress that you're wearing and the shoes that you had, and we know exactly what you did. And even though I thought that we had resolved that thing, you still keep bringing in month after month, year after year into each and every conflict. And as a result, you have your database has a huge list, has a huge rap sheet of the misdemeanors that your partner has been doing, and as a result, both of you are stuck, or your partner feels stuck. Stick to the thing, to the main thing, to the area of conflict, the area of interest that the two of you are discussing, and the two of you will be able to build a meaningful conversation around it. Number 5, no name calling, no shouting. Do not raise your voice. My wife and I have an understanding. Our ears are working, and therefore when there's an issue, we do not raise, nobody raises their voice. The only time we raise our voice is if there is an emergency or if the house is on fire. That's the only time we need to do, because there is that sense of urgency and speed. But otherwise, it doesn't matter what has happened. We are not going to shout. We are not going to raise our voices. We are not going to call each other names. No cussing, no insults, no derogatory language. We are going to remain civil about it. We are going to have a love language. Our language is going to be colored by love and civility and decency. Conflict etiquette. Because there are some of the things that you can say in the heat of the moment that cannot be taken back. They'll remain engorged in the hearts of your spouse for the rest of their life. So weigh your words. If it's something you need to pray over because you're fond of doing these things over and over, pray about it. Some of you just say, hey, this is me. You need to accept me this way. No, we don't want that. We want you to grow out of it. Number 7, be objective. Number 6, be objective and do not be emotional. In other words, have some rationale when dealing with issues. When you bring in your emotions, you lose 50% of your reasoning capacity. You become unable to focus on the real thing. You're unable to get into the crux of the matter. So remain objective. In as much as you'll be tempted to foam and froth and so on, that has its place. But while you're dealing with conflict, address the issue. Remain objective rather, and avoid being emotional. Then number 7, apologize and forgive. It just amazes me, this one, and I'm going to make a whole video on this one. How couples are able to forgive and apologize to their children, to their parents, their siblings, their strangers, but they will not apologize to their partners. They'll not forgive their partners. It's like the dreaded disease. Right now, everybody is afraid of coronavirus, but oh God, couples are afraid. They dread apologies. They dread asking for an apology, or even offering forgiveness to their fellow spouses. And why? Why do you do this? There's a time when many times I've done this in marriage conferences where I ask the couples to, the spouses to look at each other and just say these simple words: I am sorry and I forgive you. And I can guarantee you, for the past 15 years, none of them has ever died. None. No single couple has ever collapsed and fainted and taken to the ER because they've uttered those words. So try today. Try this week. Try the next time you have a conflict. Apologize and forgive. Number 9, agree to disagree. You will not always be on the same page on everything else, on everything in your marriage. So there are going to be times when you need to just agree to disagree. Hey, excuse me. Be the bigger person sometimes and just have the big picture of marriage. You do not have to win every argument. Don't be petty, don't be trivial. Agree to disagree. Different point of view, that's fine. Have the big picture and just move on. And then number 9, tell your kids about, it's important that you involve your kids in conflict in the sense that you don't make them to be a part of it, but they need to know that the two of you have conflict, and you resolve your issues, and but do not have the conflict in front of them. It needs to be in a designated room, preferably your bedroom, or if you have a big house, it can be in another bedroom, or if you need to go out, but it needs to be away from the children. But they need to know that the two of you are having healthy conflict, so that you are raising responsible citizens and responsible spouses who will not be surprised when they get married one day and then conflict. So teach your children about healthy conflict. And the last one is wrestle in love. In other words, at the end of the day, the bottom line, the two of you should end that thing knowing that we love each other. So we are having a difference of opinion, but that at the end of the day, we love each other. That is why our language is going to be civil. We are going to apologize and forgive one another, because we are stuck with each other for the rest of our natural lives. So have a fruitful week. If you're in the midst of conflict, watch this video with your partner. Let them see it and be objective about it. Let me know your thoughts about it. You can always follow me on Facebook. Almost every day I drop in something on my timeline. I have live videos on my Facebook page, my Facebook timeline every Sunday. I drop short videos here every Monday. And hey, my Song of Songs is coming. My Song of Songs Bible study, Romantidemics, the academics of romance, is coming up. It's going to be explosive and powerful. I'm still putting up the final touches on my website. And if you want to know more details, inbox me and let's talk about it. And God is going to bless our marriages. And may God bless you. See you next week. And please subscribe. Thank you.